Well, yeah. That's fun. Good morning.
Okay, so this is Mark. This is what we do in great time to your show.
I'm grateful for my family, my parents, my family, my friends. Grateful for Christmas. It's my favorite time. Oh,
Coming in. I'm coming in.
Well, I'm grateful for this time of year. It is when the family gets together. We just had our family get together in the beach. And there are about 50 of us that get together. The youngest was 6 weeks old. It's great. It's always a good time. I mean, in a group, about 50. Wow, oh my God. That's cool. Wow. I think I need to come over here.
Oh, yeah. What about Chris?
Chris, good morning. Good morning. How are you? Good.
I'm thankful for a lot of things. I mean, I love this time of year. This community so often everyone gets together. We did a craft event at the food bank, and it was just so cool seeing all the kids and families come in and hang out with Santa. And it was really, yeah, it was really emotional seeing just how much that food bank does for the community. So that was really awesome to help participate in that. And yeah, just everywhere I've been going, people have just been so generous and kind and loving to this community. So it's really awesome. I'm really happy to be here this time of year. And then a personal fun one is I wish Lauren was here today because I got my Rivian and I drove it here to show.
How much should it cost you to drive it here?
You know, it had probably nothing so cheap, but it doesn't have self-driving, so I had to drive it myself.
Well, at least you get to keep your car.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't have to have recall. Couple of announcements tomorrow. I think it's 10:30. The Lake Stevens High School football team is celebrating repeating their state championship up at the high school. So we'll be there. It'll be square.
There's a parade from
There's a-
10.
Parade
in
in the morning. Yeah. Yeah. Parade. Yeah. What do you think?
Most fun part.
Yeah.
I know, that's why there's no fun parade.
The other thing is, food bank fundraiser tomorrow. Before that, Ebenezer Lutheran, Norwegian, so be there for that. And, I'm just grateful, grateful for my two new little dudes, Weston and Easton. They, as crazy as little boys as they always have their craziness with a smile. They're just, I can't. They're great. Yeah.
Cool. My happy bucks are yesterday, my husband owns a couple of little companies, and one of them is called West Rock Construction. We were able to get together with our group. It's thriving and it's great, and we're able to give away some bonuses that were well earned and deserved. That we started our company like just so small in a little corner of Everett. My husband literally went across the street and knocked on a stranger's door and asked him if he needed a job. And he's still working with us, and it's just really cool that the amount that we've been able to provide for others. Feels really good to be an employer in that sense. So it's really great. Yeah.
So I'm grateful, first of all, for all you guys, and how you keep caring for the kids here in Lake Stevens that we're taking in from all over Washington State. So I'm grateful for that. And then on a personal note, I'm really grateful that my firstborn, who just turned 39 this week, survived a catastrophic bike accident. Broken pelvis, places, but survived. So, yeah.
Bicycle or motorcycle?
Bicycle, he broke and the bike went flying, but the leg still strapped. Oh, yeah. So, brought the traffic all around and I was on the phone at the time calling and listening to cars honk and nobody helped. So down in California. So, yeah, just grateful that still have a 30-minute road trip.
All right, well, I'm grateful, love the holidays, get to see my family, all the kids will be home. Get to meet my dad's daughter's boyfriend that I've never met before. So,
It's time to get the gun out and tell you the shotgun.
Yeah.
What's the first, set?
Well, I'll stick the other two, but potentially I'll pause on, see how he survives them. Well, they already got plans. You're going to the gauntlet, so, but now, great time, great being around all of you. Happy New Year's, happy Christmas.
Actually, it's Friday. I'd like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and make a Holy people. Translation, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Okay. I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful for Eileen Pack as it keeps moving Jingle Bell. And I'm thankful I get to be in town for Christmas. I've been on 30 flights this year, so it's nice to just be able to be home for the rest of the year. So think about
Well, the first one is, Friday or Sunday, the family's getting together and we're going up to see the lights of Christmas. Little Alex, who's now not little anymore, he's well, 95 pounds. He loves it, so we'll have a good time there. And then next week, we're leaving. We're going down to California for Christmas with my son and his family. And I'm so excited that I get to fly out of SeaTac.
Oh, yeah. Oh, envy.
Good stuff. Well, I'm grateful for a few things. So first, grateful to be with all of you. Love being, I echo what Chris said about this community, how awesome it is. Grateful for Chris and the grand tour of the Creator Zone. So awesome, such a cool facility. So that was great. And then also super grateful because our band played 2 shows over the course of 2 weeks. It was a long, hard road. It was Auburn, it was Kalama, Washington, but it all went off well, and we had much fun. So anyway.
What is it about firefighters and band?
We want to be rock stars. And I say wannabe.
Hey, Kevin, don't go away. Don't, oh, you can get him. You can,
Yes.
we got Zoomers.
Oh, okay. We were doing this. Hey, Zoomers, how are you?
Here you are, they're looking at you.
Hey, Zoomers, how you doing?
Doing good. I'm on screen today.
Still can't hear you.
Can you guys hear me? No?
It's always something.
Weird.
Oh,
It's always something.
all right.
Now can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yay, I'm on screen today. Hey, everyone. Grateful to be here today.
All right. Grateful to have you here today.
Thanks.
Kendra, how are you?
Hi guys, and women too. I'm happy Friday. I'm just glad that it's Friday and it's winter break for my kids, which is always exciting. So it's a good time of year.
Cool. All right. Anybody else? You good? All right.
Hey, Kendra. Kendra,
Yep.
we have Kari coming up. Do you have anything to add as an introduction or anything?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I don't have an introduction.
All right. Well, that's all right. So, Kari, do you want to join us here?
Good morning, everybody. I can definitely introduce myself. Today, at least I know who I am. But, I'm Kari Hundy, and some of you in this room know me from being in real estate for the last 20 years, which is a fun ride. But I have a philanthropic arm to my business called the Backstage Foundation. And one of my passions in this world is being able to create excellence in our youth. And I've been a dancer my whole life and taught dance and have been a high school dancing coach and all kinds of things. So the Backstage Foundation is a scholarship organization that provides funding for kids in dance who cannot afford to do dance or who want to take their dance education to the next level, but don't have the opportunity or have a hardship in the midst of it. And we want to make sure that they don't quit that sport. So in light of all of that and the inspiration behind it, I decided to start a foundation. And I thought that it was going to be just a small project, a side project. So, because I'm pretty busy in my business and all of that, but one of the things that my business doesn't have is kids, unless they're running around like crazy in a house, hoping to find their new bedrooms. But I love kids, and I have a true passion for working with them. And I think in this day and age, kids really need all of the adult support, community support, safe places to be, encouragement to just be who they are, a place to express, all of that. You know, life is hard, and there's a lot of pressures on these kids that we didn't have. But in that mix of things, for me, it's important to instill core values in the kids that I learned growing up. And a lot of that is about being self-motivated, having drive, having, you know, the natural getting up and loving and serving others with your heart. And that's why I get up in the morning, is to love and serve others. That's what I was put on this earth to do. And so that's my goal in everything that I do, no matter what it is. And so I want to be a role model for these kids that living life that way is way more fulfilling than thinking just about ourselves. And so, so from all of those types of core values to just instilling confidence and other things in them, that whether they do dance for their professional career or dance is just something that they go to, all of that will translate into other places in their lives. It'll help them in interviews. It'll help them in serving others. It'll help in everything that they do in their lives, career-wise, family-wise, connecting. One of the things that I love about dance the most is that it's face-to-face. It's something that isn't virtual. I mean, it can be, it was in 2020. And that was a very interesting time to try and teach dance on Zoom, but we did it. But in that time, it really did, it really brought a huge awareness to me of how much that face-to-face interaction really benefits these kids, from problem solving, connecting, friendships, just being a part of something that's bigger than themselves, and that is something that helps them emotionally process things, as well as a way to bring joy to others. So in 2020, I started planning this whole Backstage Foundation and launched it in late 2021. So I thought we, raise, 20, 25,000 a year in scholarship, 10 or 15 or whatever. And in our first year, half or so, we raised like $140,000. And so I was like, well, now we have something a little different focus. So our board really got together and tried to figure out kind of how we were going to serve everyone. And so we have programs that go from teaching in community centers and providing kids who have never had access to dance to have ballet, tap, jazz, lyrical, hip hop, all this. So Kevin, you did great on your counting to 8 this morning. That was fantastic. You passed the dance test today. So there's a lot of kids that just don't have the access. Dance is really expensive, from tuition to the right outfits and costuming and all those kinds of things. And then we
We work with high schools with kids for the high school dance teams. We work with dance studios. So a lot of people think the Backstage Foundation is a dance studio, and we're not. We're a scholarship organization that partners with all of the studios, conventions, different high schools and community centers and all of that in Washington State. We have launched in Las Vegas and in California as well. So hence the reason I've been on so many airplanes in the last couple of years. We've really expanded this program into many places. So we have scholarship nationally throughout the US, and we have scholarship internationally overseas. And so all of these scholarships are going to either kids individually for their dance growth, or to community centers and high schools and other programming that are providing these services to the kids. So, so I do have, I don't know if you guys can play a little video or not. I can play that if you have availability, but if not, we can just do a few extra questions. So,
Is it on a flash drive?
it's on a flash drive, yeah.
Also,
If not, it's totally okay.
sometimes
I mean, I can
it's
dance for you.
block sound.
Only if you get Kevin to join.
That's right. I should have to get you all up and teach you a dance lesson. So I drove here from Puyallup this morning. So, I drove here in the dark. So I'm happy to see that the light is coming out and all of your smiling faces. Because I'm not typically such a morning person. I'm usually up a little later. I think we should have lunch.
I actually talked to Lauren about that.
So while you're doing that, little packets up here, you're not required to see one, but this tells you a little bit about our programming, our partnership opportunities. We don't do sponsorships for specific events and that kind of
What
thing.
video would you like? Or looks like there's some on there. Okay, let's see if we can get that to play here. Yes.
Hi, I'm Kari Hunty, and I'm the founder of the Backstage Foundation. My lifelong dream is to be able to provide young dancers with opportunities
hear it.
they may not otherwise have. Dance is a very expensive sport. Along with the drive, dedication, and motivation, there is a huge financial resource that's needed in order for them to fulfill their dreams. The Backstage Foundation is a nonprofit that awards scholarships for young artists who want to build their talent and character while fulfilling their dreams and inspiring others.
Yeah, it's not letting me see if I can.
Dance brings so much more to their lives than just talent and technique. More importantly, I think it enlightens their core values, having a good work ethic, teamwork, problem-solving skills, improved grades, and that face-to-face interaction that's so important. Dance is family. It's a safe community.
It's playing through the Windows music media player, which
sometimes the dance community is the strongest.
it should be click. It won't let me click on the video.
We want to
That's what I
love
clicked.
them,
It's just
encourage
playing
them,
it through the music,
show up
the
for them, instill
music
values
instead of
in
the
us
video.
time,
But when I try to
and
click on
create
video,
space
it
for
won't let
them
me
to
to.
be. We at
See.
the Backstage Foundation
It won't.
want to be an
It's set
example
up.
that life is
It
more
won't
about
let me go
others
to that.
than it is about ourselves.
It's saying it's a video, but it's only playing the music portion of it. Really?
I want everyone in the community to know the importance of dance and how phenomenally it can build the confidence and character of these.
So this doesn't come up at all?
No, that's what comes up is what I'm doing now.
So basically, that would have shown you a little bit about some of our events and things that we do, which go, we're a little bit different from a nonprofit standpoint in that we don't do an annual gala and we don't do a lot of the other off but we have shows. We bring performances to different places.
It's in
And
0
once a year, we
seconds.
have a big showcase where we,
Good.
have everybody
Oh,
apply to
seconds.
be a part of the
Video
show.
portion. So I don't know, it's just not.
Styles and genres and groups and the people flying from out of town. So it's a really big fun show. That's one of our fundraiser events. We have an inspirational luncheon or happy hour kind of thing that we do once a year as well. So our events are pretty fun. They always have a ton of entertainment. The kids are always performing. They're speaking, talking about their scholarships. We have scholarships over $75,000 so far to different programs. So I'm pretty proud of the work that we're doing. It's something that I thought was going to be kind of a hobby thing has turned into something that's quite a bit larger. So right now, what we're really looking for is people in the community to be ambassadors for us. We're a bit different because we're I don't know if I just like creating things that don't exist or if I'm crazy. It's a mixture. There's a large gap in the dance community in funding and that kind of thing. So we're not a typical, we are a 501c3, but we're not typical in where you just see our name or you see what we do and you just automatically know what we do. And so it's important for us to be able to share our story and tell our story and have people feel passionate about the performing arts and share that with others. And so I'm always looking for people who are ambassadors for our program and want to share that with other people. I'm always open to, we just hired a grant writer last July, so that was a pretty big step for us. And grant writing has been a really big learning experience for me. And to get all of my ducks really in a row so that we can really present what it is that we're doing and the impact that we're trying to make. And so I'm always open to different ideas of where funding can come from. And there's a lot of people who are passionate about the performing arts, and there's a lot of companies and grants that do that, but I'm always looking for more opportunities or other things to add into our funding. So if you know of any companies or you know of any grants or any money that might be out there for the performing arts or for those in kids, it's really based on youth development. So for me, it's about the excellence in the kids, and dance is the avenue to do that. I think no matter what we're doing with children, it's our responsibility to show them excellence and provide them opportunities to have excellence in their world. And so, so I just appreciate being able to be here and to be able to share about what we're doing. It's been such a gift to be able to have the courage and the risk-taking self in myself to be able to step out and do this. So sometimes when I'm speaking to people, we all have our businesses and we're here because we're trying to make a difference in the world and all of that. But I think there's a lot of us that have this like dream of something in our minds, of something we want to do or something we want to make an impact on. And as we get older, we think sometimes it's too late to do those things, or how do we do it? Or it takes more energy than we're used to. I mean, when I was 25 and 30, I could stay up until 2 a.m. and work and then get up the next day at 8 a.m. and do it all over again. And now about 8 o'clock at night, I'm like, I don't have as much stamina, right? So as we get older and different things happen in our lives, we set some of those inspirations or dreams aside. And what I want to tell you is that don't do that. Take your dreams and do them, even if it takes just one step at a time, because you can create something that you didn't know that you could. And so even in the days where I feel like I'm overwhelmed or have too many things going on, I get to, see a child that's like, you made a difference in my life. And so that's what we are here to do. And so if that doesn't give you the energy to keep taking those steps forward, in whatever your dreams and passion is. So for me, it's about the kids, it's about growing this organization. But also I want to be an inspiration to others to take your dreams to that next level, because you can do it. I didn't have a magic wand of, funding or, a bunch of money or anything. I just took one step at a time and just kept asking questions and figured it out and did all of that. And so it's just like grit and hard work that will get you there. So so today it's about the kids, but it's also about you, that I want to encourage you and just bring that ignite in your life that if there's something that's kind of been sitting there, like take a step. I'll be one of your biggest cheerleaders in that. So, and that's how we model for these kids that they can do what they want. And we want to be realistic about our dreams at the same time. I mean, I definitely would not be, a pilot or a firefighter or other things that are not my gifts, but we're all born here in this world with a gift, and we have to find what that is and how we share that with others. And so the Backstage Foundation is really working with kids to help them find whatever that dream is. For some, it's dance, and that's what they continue to do into their career. Other kids have many other different aspirations and dreams, but through dance, we get them connected. We get them into problem solving and into goal-driven places. We get them into knowing how to show up in a room, whether it be from performing to networking to being a classy and positive citizen in our community. I mean, that's the goal, is that we want that. And one of the things that I think that has made the most difference in my life through this organization is just spending time with kids that I didn't spend time before. We're all very busy, we all have a lot of pressures, all of that. And a lot of us say, oh, the millennial generation, or it's just all this immediate gratification and all these things. And I hear a lot of negative talk about kids today. And what I've learned is if you take the time to just sit with them and listen, they have a lot to say. They're creative, they're innovative, they do have the drive, they do have the hustle behind them. They have a lot of really impactful and meaningful things to say, but they wait until they feel that they're in a safe space to share that. And so I want us to all think about over the next few months as we go into different places with kids, that you give them that safe space to be able to express, to be able to connect, to be able to communicate, and to be able to be heard. But they do have a lot of things to say, and I've learned a lot from them. Shockingly enough, just the things that I've heard them have ideas about and things that we've implemented in our own organization. And so from that, we also created a program called the Backstage Pass program, which is our give back program where the kids register and they're actually a participant in our community service program, and they have the ability to earn community service awards from that. But we want to be the role model that shows them how to give back and help. And so they get to be a part of that program. So we've got all kinds of fun things from the time they come in. It's not just about getting a scholarship and leaving, it's about paying it forward and giving back to their communities. And what I love about Rotary especially is that we share a lot of the same philosophies and values, in that it is about giving, it's about being present, it's about serving our communities, and about loving others. And so I appreciate the opportunity to be here, to share our organization with you, and to make an impact on kids. So I know you guys do scholarship things. We're collaborating with another Rotary on some educational scholarships where we're doing a match of sorts. So that is there, but I know every group has kind of their own thing that they do, but we would love to be a part of that, or have you be an ambassador for us and share about the performing arts, because it's one of the areas in school that the kids don't get. It's the first place that funding is cut. It's the first place that is just kind of set aside next to sports. And so dance is there and performing arts is there. So we'd love to welcome you to ask any questions that you like, or anything about me or that kind of thing. So the floor is a little bit open for questions.
I just want to say, you are so people. I am honored to know you. You're one of the hardest working people I have ever met.
Well, thank you very much. I
Actually met Janet Jackson.
I did, yeah. Yes, I did meet Jamie. I've met some really incredible, iconic people through this organization too, that I just followed, growing up, and have been able to connect some people with those iconic people, and they have, been jobs or received jobs and been casted and done different things through this too. So it's pretty amazing when you just put yourself out there, how many people you get to meet and, the key is not being starstruck.
When, sorry. Can you speak a little bit more about the high school dance team program?
Yeah,
I know that when I was in high school, 1 year high school dance team, and then there was no more dance team.
Yeah, so high school dance teams, it's, some of them are very well funded and others are not very well funded. And there are some schools that don't have dance teams at all. So I coached temporary and high school dance team for a few years. And in meeting those kids, none of them had had professional dance lessons. They were just incredibly naturally talented. And the family and the community that they created together was really an unbelievable experience for me to get to be a part of. And I had a small stipend in that job, but it all went back to the kids to be able to get them to different competitions and different events and things that we were doing. But to be able to see that talent and that drive and that dedication and all of that wrapped into just this one big community, I thought, wow, this is just, these kids should have the same aspects that all the other kids have. And so high school dance teams, they're often in those teams because they can't afford to be a part of other studios or other conventions and participate in other types of other intensives and different things. And so for me, it's a huge passion to be able to connect with these high school teams and be able to give them opportunities outside of their dance team, as well as help fund some of their dance teams or create dance teams at the schools that don't have them. Because it is such an incredible program. And part of it too is in high school, they're really thinking about careers. They're really starting to think about where they want to go and what they want to do, or at least we hope that they are. And so a lot of our high school dance team programs and workshops were traveling workshops. We'll go to different high schools and do workshops with our professional instruction from all different genres. As well as host other intensives and workshops, and then they have the ability to gain scholarships from that too if they want to take themselves to a different level. However, a big piece of our thing is it's like a career speech that we have as well that they get involved in while we're doing that, so that they can see all the different areas and careers within performing arts that they could take themselves to. You know, every kid, just about 99% of dancers have this dream of being a backup dancer or a pop star. That's like what they think success is. So we kind of redefine for them what success looks like in this industry, and where they can, everything from, you know, becoming an instructor to going on tour with an artist. And so we really focus on that with the high school. Yeah.
So does next year high school dance team? And are you trying to get into high school and promote the dance team?
So we will go into high schools and work with the coaches to be able to give them some different instruction or different value that maybe they're not receiving in their actual lessons and coaching that they have now. So really we tailor a little bit depending on who the dance team is and what their needs are. But yes, I am looking to connect with all of the high schools and all of the coaches. And to kind of let the coaches know we're not trying to take your kids, because there's always this territorial stuff in high school quite a bit. We're not trying to take them anywhere. We just want to give them different opportunities than what they have and be able to be a support to their programs. And for the high schools that don't have dance teams, we want to help them get funded to be able to create that. So sometimes we're just putting on workshops and doing different things that they wouldn't otherwise have. So, yeah. So any connections in high schools and same with the community centers is our goal. Is we did a bunch of pilot projects last year to make sure that these programs would work, and they really went well. And so this year we're growing significantly into different community centers throughout Washington and different high schools throughout Washington to be able to provide more services to more kids. We've served over about 500 kids in the last couple of years, and so the goal is to increase that by about 35%. So any connections that you have to superintendents, to coaches, to high schools, to community centers, I would love all of those connections, because that warm welcome is something a little bit different than just cold calling. I mean, most people are putting themselves into our programs, but sometimes people look at me and say, you just want to give us money? I'm skeptical. Yeah, I'm like, no, really, I just have my checkbook and I want to write you a check. But yeah, but we're also looking for funding opportunities too, and sometimes different programs have different knowledge of things that are available. So more money that comes in, the more money we can give out, and all of our funds go directly to a vendor. They do not go to any of the kids or the individuals that receive the scholarships. They're all paid directly to whoever is providing the service. So we're very protective of those funds that way too. So, yeah. Any other questions?
I was just gonna ask, when and where is your fundraising performance?
Sure, it's typically in May. We've had our last 2 years has been in May, and this year right now we're determining whether we're going to keep it in May or move it to October, November timeframe. We work a lot within the timeframe of choreography and competitions and all these things that all the kids are active in. And so May has become such a busy month for these kids that some are eliminated because they're doing all of these other conventions and things. So we may move it to a month where there's not as much of that. So stay tuned. We will have that, and it'll be usually in the Kirkland or Bellevue area. I'm super involved north and south, and so I have to bring a lot to the middle to make sure that all of our people without too much. Any other questions? If not, thank you so much. Thanks for taking the time.
Okay, thank you for speaking. We'll make a small donation to Lake Stevens Education Foundation. And your name for speaking today, so.
Thank you. I appreciate
Thank you
that.
very much.
That's exciting. Thank you. And if you don't want your thing that you can, I'll take it or give it away to somebody. Just don't throw it in the garbage.
All right, a couple reminders. This is our last meeting here for the rest of the year. Sounds ominous, but it's 2 weeks. So next 2 weeks will be at the Buzz Inn. If I don't see everybody have a happy holidays and amazing new year, and that's it.
Bye, Zoomers. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
Merry Christmas.